Shalom, shalom. Before I say anything, I want to give all honor and glory to the creator of heaven and earth, the one that has no beginning and no end, and his beloved and begotten son, called Halayalam Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, Barakatham, meaning bless you in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, and shalom to the elder men and brethren that's putting out lessons and going out on the streets to bring back in the sheep in these last days, and shalom to the men and few women and children that's listening in silence as the scripture says to do. May the blessing of election be upon your households. I'm going to have a conversation about famine, because in this famine that's coming here in America, which you don't see yet because you still can go and buy groceries, go into your local market and buy certain things. But what a lot of people don't know is it's trucks that bring these this food in, to where if the trucks stop bringing the food in, it's only maybe 3 to 4 days worth of food. And what we are seeing in the Strait of Hormuz with these gas prices going up, if the gas get too high, then the truckers won't be able to make no money. Okay? So when the truckers won't be able to make no money, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go on a strike like they did back in the pandemic when people was taking the snake juice. All right. So if these trucks stop bringing in food, which they will, because the scripture says that it will be a famine. One thing I do know is if you play with people's food and you play with people's water, then all hell is going to break loose. Okay? And there's certain different ways how a famine can come. You can make the food too high for people not to buy. You see, when it was just taking the food stamps away, people was threatening the grocery stores like they gonna go in and take whatever they want. Okay? And that's just gonna start a whole big conglomerate of people going inside of these stores because they can't afford certain necessities and things. They're just gonna start taking things. That's one way of famine. Or the trucks will not be able to bring the food in and cause a food shortage as well. So it's certain different ways how a famine can be broken down, okay? And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the master chess player. And Esau Edom, you are playing checkers. So you will not win. But one thing I do know is if you play with people's food and you play with their water, just watch how desperate they will become, okay? So I got a video that I'm going to play at the end, but I want to read what it says right here. It says 7 grocery prices, which I think that is way more than 7. 7 grocery prices are set to skyrocket as Iran war rages on, reports finds. So Iran actually knows how to break Babylon down. And the Most High has put the spirit on them to do these things, okay? Look, Americans already grappling with the cost of living crisis are facing additional concerns about food prices, which may climb even higher due to the ongoing conflict in Iran. So that Strait of Hormuz is actually like the heart of bringing oil back and forth and food and the supplies back and forth. Okay, that strait has been on lock for a long time. So just because you can still go in a safe way, you can go into your local markets and still see a whole bunch of stuff, sooner or later, that's going to break down. It ain't going to be a lot of stuff in these grocery stores here in a minute, okay? So playing with people's food and playing with their water is going to make people do some strange things, okay? Yo, your little man might look like a hamburger after a while once you get hungry. Just watch, okay? And people say they would, I would never eat a per. Yes, you would. Most of you Babylonians, y'all already pigs, y'all greedy, y'all fat. You got to eat breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner on top of dinner. Then you eat breakfast at night. You get snacks on snacks, okay? And that's why a lot of these other nations call you fat, lazy, and stupid, because you are. Okay, you can't control your diet. You eating abominable things. Like it's just okay. So just watch when this famine hits. But the hopeful elect, the men and the few women, sincere women, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take care of us, okay, in the day of famine. All right? He did it back then, so how much more now? Okay? So we need to keep our faith and our trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai no matter how bad it gets. All right? So let's go to Proverbs. The Lord psalmist shepherd, okay? A psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. You see that? Let's go to the word shepherd. I'm interested to find out who the shepherd is. Well, we know that Yahushua is the shepherd, the master teacher, okay? And look at Satan. See that? Look at Satan working. He don't even want me to go into the word. Just playing with the devices. Let's try it again. See this? Boy, I tell you. All right, a Psalm of David. I'm going to read it over. A Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to his name. And I'm going to stop because a lot of y'all out here, you wicked demons, you try to say that the name don't matter. Yes, it does matter. Okay? The name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is important. You cannot just be praying to anybody and think that you're going to be heard. If you was walking down the street right now and somebody yelled "A" or "excuse me," 9 to 10 times out of 10 you will not turn around. Okay? But if they yelled your first and last name, then you would turn around. So what makes you think that Yahweh Shem Yahushai name is not important? Okay? Those names are more important than anybody name on the face of this earth. Okay? So you wicked niggas out there that say that the name is this, the name is that, and the name doesn't matter, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to split your head in half. He's going to spew you out of his mouth. That means he's going to kill you. Okay? Because those names are the most important names right now, here, today, and from the beginning and until the end. Okay? Verse 4. Even when I walk through even when I walk through the darkest valley, which is America right now, because this is a dark place, okay? But Yahweh Shem Yahushai is waking up those dry bones in Ezekiel 37. I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. Okay? And that's Psalms 91. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. You know, when all hell is breaking loose, and famine is going on, and people can't eat, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to actually prepare a feast for his hopeful elect in the time of trouble. Okay? You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings, and that's going to be a part of the blessings, okay? Yahweh Shem Yahushai feeded the children of Israel from the Old Testament, and he's going to feed us through the New Testament until now, okay? You have to have the faith of a mustard seed, okay? Faith is a gift. It's not you just don't have faith. Faith is given from on high, okay? Verse 6. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. All right? Okay, matter of fact, let me get Joshua chapter 24. Here we go. Look at Satan. He don't want me to go. Here we go. Joshua chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 13. I gave, Joshua chapter 24, verse 13. I gave you land and you had not worked on, and I gave you towns you did not build. The towns where you are now living, I gave you vineyards and olive groves for food. See that? He was already feeding them back then. And they didn't grow nothing, okay? So how much more then than now when the famine hits? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to feed his hopeful elect, okay? Through you did not plant them, okay? Though you did not plant them. Look at this. So fear the Lord and serve him wholeheartedly. Put away forever the idols your ancestors worshiped when they lived beyond the Euphrates River and in Egypt. Serve the Lord alone. Okay? So if you out here worshiping and you cherishing and you lusting after certain things, you got to put that away, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the only thing that we supposed to be serving right now, okay? The Father and the Son, all right? Verse 15, but if you refuse to serve the Lord, then choose today whom you will serve. Would you prefer the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates? Or will it be the gods of the Amorites in whose land you now live? But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? So make sure that you getting your house in order. All right? Sometimes you can't bring certain people in your house. Sometimes you can't go to certain people's house. You shouldn't really be in nobody else's house anyway. Okay? And you shouldn't be bringing a whole bunch of people in your house. You know, because these people have spirits on them. They end up leaving the spirit in your house, and somebody in your house will end up being twacked out. Okay? You end up letting somebody sit in your car, and they end up leaving that spirit in your car. You end up starting to become bugged out. Okay? So you got to watch out who you bring around and who you be around. You know, if they really not in this truth and they really not serving you, how about Shem Yahushai, you shouldn't even be entertaining them. All right? Verse 16. The people replied, we would never abandon the Lord and serve other gods. Verse 17, for the Lord our God, Yahweh power, is one who rescued us and our ancestors from slavery. In the land of Egypt, he performed mighty miracles. So if he did it back then, how much more now in these last days? Okay? Before our very eyes, as we traveled through the wilderness among our enemies, he preserved us. You see that? So the Most High has a remnant who he's going to preserve and who he's going to protect and keep his right hand over. Okay? And that's why you have to have the faith of the mustard seed, and you have to do this work diligently. Okay? Men and women, come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Okay? All right? In verse 18, it was the Lord who drove out the Amorites and the other nations living here in the land. So we too will serve the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, for he alone is our power, Yahweh. Okay? So you have to have that in your mind at all times. You know, faith is a gift. Okay? You can't just have faith. It is given to you from on high. All right? And you have to believe that. Okay? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to make sure that his hopeful elect and his chosen is going to eat in the day of famine. Okay? You have to believe that. It has to be in your spirit. Okay? And by you going out and chasing and following things in this world, it's not going to work. Okay? You have to be 100% committed to this truth. Okay? Because when that time comes, you're going to see some of the most gruesome and wickedest shit that you have never seen in the wickedest movie that you have seen. Okay? You know, people are going to turn into animals and cannibals. All right? Okay? So make sure that you staying diligent, and you making sure that you keeping your prayers going up, and you asking for spiritual strength, because you're going to see some things that you have never seen before. All right. And just know that. Okay. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 30. And I'm going to start off at verse 7. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 7. 2 things I have required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity. That's you feeling yourself and thinking that you all of that. And lies. Give me neither poverty, that's being poor, nor riches. You don't want too much. Feed me with food convenient for me. And that's what we looking for, our daily bread. We're not really looking for too much extra. Okay? How about Shem Shai has fed you since you've been a kid, and he's still feeding you now. Okay? That's all we looking for, is for him to feed us our daily bread. Verse 9. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord, Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal, breaking one of the 10 commandments, and take the name of my power, Yahweh, in vain. You see that? So this, and just like I said, y'all talking about the name don't matter. Yes, it does. How about Shem Shai name is the most 2 important names on the face of this earth, like it was in the beginning, like it is now. Okay? So if you not calling on the true names, then you are already in the wrong spirit. Okay? It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh is the Father and Yahweh Shai is the Son. It's not no Jesus. It's not no Yahshua. It's not Ahaya, Yeshai. It's not none of those. Okay? It's Paleo Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem mean in the name. Okay? So, you know, if you're not calling on those names, then you probably need to do a little bit of soul searching. You need to pray. You need to ask for understanding. You know, you might need to watch some of the brothers' videos and watch some of the breakdowns or something. Because if you're not calling on those names, then you going off right now. Okay? You definitely going off. You going all the way off. All right? And let's get Isaiah. Let's keep this train moving. Isaiah 65 and 24. Let's go to 24, and I'm going to read it in the NLT. I'm going to get just this one verse. Isaiah 65, verse 24. I will answer them before they call. Salakia. Start over. I will answer them before they even call to me. While they are still talking about their needs. See that? While they are still talking about their needs, I will go ahead and answer their prayers. See? You see that? So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to answer your prayers in the time of famine. If you are in this truth, righteousness, truth, and sincerity, and you seeking after wisdom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to make sure that you're good. Let's just say it like that. He's going to hold up the end of his bargain. All right? Okay? So you got to make sure that you stand steadfast in this truth. Okay? Everything else in this world, it really doesn't mean nothing. I know you got to go to work. You got to do certain things, pay bills, and that's good. But make sure that this truth is always on the front line in your mind and in your spirit and in your life. Okay? Make sure of that. Let's go to Matthew. Let's see what Yahweh Shai got to say about this. Okay? Matthew chapter 6 and 7. And I'm going to read down to 8. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 7. I'm going to read down to 8. But when ye pray, use not vain repetition, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. And that's letting you know that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ain't even dealing with the heathen, okay? He only dealing with the nation of Israel. Okay? Verse 8. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask. So if back then how much more now? Okay? And by you having the faith and believing in things that you haven't seen, and calling out on these names, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and keeping the faith and truth, righteousness, and sincerity, then Yahushai and Yahweh is going to answer you, okay? You have to believe that. You have to have faith in that, all right? You can't be doing things of this world and think that when the day of famine comes and the day of death and destruction, fire and worms, you think that you gonna get out of here? No, you're not. You gonna be a part of the fire party. Okay? You might as well walk around with gasoline draws on at this point. Okay? Go stick your hand on the stove and just leave it there and tell me how that feel. Okay? Because we are in some serious times, and it's a lot of things that's gonna happen that people is not going to be able to understand. They going to be calling on Jesus Christ and God, and then when that stomach start talking, little Ray is going to look like a cheeseburger. Little Timmy going to look like a cheeseburger. And we already know y'all Edomites already like to eat bloody meat. Y'all eat people. Y'all drink blood. Y'all do all of the wicked and most grotesque things on this earth. Okay, so it ain't going to be nothing to them. But I'm talking about Jake and Eve. Okay, little man, little June bug, he gonna start looking like a McDonald's meal once your stomach start touching that back. All right, trust me. Okay, and I know we all have been hungry and our stomachs have been touching, and that's why the Most High tells us to fast. Okay, fast and pray. You know, limited your meals sometimes. Don't eat a whole bunch of meat. Stop. Don't eat sweets sometimes. You know, preserve your diet, preserve your meals, okay? Eat in increments, you know, eat a little bit here and a little bit there. Don't be no pig and have a big plate and just scarf it all down, okay? And if you got that spirit on you, then you need to start fasting and praying, okay, to get that spirit off of you, because we coming into some times where that famine is going to hit, okay? It might not look like it now, but it's most definitely going to hit. Trust me. Okay, it's written, the writing is written on the wall. Okay, and if you can't see it, then obviously Yahweh Shem Yahushai might not be dealing with you. Okay. 1 Peter chapter 5, 6, and I'm gonna read down to 7. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. And that's what we're looking for. In a time of death, destruction, famine, and chaos, we are looking for Yahweh Shem Yahushai to exalt us, okay? To spiritually strengthen us, okay? For the things that we are going to see. Verse 7. Casting all your cares upon him, for he careth for you. And he only cared for the hopeful elect, the ones that's coming back, that's repented, that's praying, that's doing the things that are pleasing unto him, okay? You can't just get away with things and think that it's all good. It's not good like that, okay? You have to be repentant. You have to be sincere in this truth, all right? Because we are in some real dangerous times. The time of death and destruction and famine and fire and worms is here. Okay, it's on the doorstep. All right, that's why you see everybody bugging out, crashing out. Everybody crashing out. Okay, they just was crashing out when they just took the food stamps. They was crashing out over that. So what makes you think they not gonna crash out when they can't get any food? Niggas is gonna lose their goddamn mind. Okay? People is gonna lose it. I'm talking about lose it. Psalms chapter 68 and verse 19. Blessed be the Lord who daily loaded us with benefits. And what's benefits is that? The benefits that when people can't eat, my servant shall eat. Okay? Even the Most High Yahweh power of our salvation, Salah. Okay? So check it out. Those benefits comes with being obedient and bowing down to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? Giving praise, doing the things that he wants you to do, okay? The scriptures tell you things that you should do and things that you should not do. The hopeful elect, the men and the few women should be doing the things that Yahweh Shem Yahushai asks us to do and turning away from the ways of this wicked world, all right? Like it's no in between, okay? There's no straddling the fence. There's no jumping on one side and then jumping on the other side. That's not how this works. Okay? So make sure that you're doing the things that not only is pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you striving in this truth, okay? Every day try to make yourself become better. You know, do a little bit of reading here, do a little bit of reading there, pray. If you got to fast, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do, just make sure that you stand diligent and don't let nobody knock you off your holy square, okay? Because we are in a time of trouble, and Jacob's trouble is right at the door, okay? So make sure you stand diligent and prepare yourselves for what you about to see and what's coming, okay? Ask, pray for that, okay? Don't pray for a lottery ticket. Pray for spiritual strength, okay? Most definitely pray for spiritual strength. Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28, and I'm going to read down to 30. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking too. Whenever you see these red letters, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. And I know most of us know that, but I just wanted to throw that out there, okay? And Yahweh Shai is the one, our big brother that we supposed to follow. Even in this captivity, Yahweh Shai is going to give us peace, okay? Even in this captivity. Following Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to bring you peace. But Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Following these scriptures and following Yahushai is going to give us rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. In the mind, your lahab, your spirit, okay? And ye shall find rest unto your souls. Told you. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And we trying to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai to that marvelous light. Okay? He is a light through the straight gate in that tunnel. Okay? All right? So make sure that you are praying, fasting, and keeping your lahab, your mind, your docile clean, okay? Don't worry about what the people in the world doing, all right? Follow Yahweh Shai. He is the key, the way, the truth, the light. He is everything to us, okay? Stand stiffly for this truth. I don't care if you got to get sent back up to the spirit world. Get sent back up to the spirit world in righteousness. You will be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. You will be the first to be called, and you will get lifted into them chariots, okay? So make sure that you always keep Yahweh Shem Yahushai on your mind. No matter what you're doing. If you about to do something, you going off, you think of that, okay? And if you're doing something good, you think of that, okay? We are in some very serious times, and a lot of people don't understand that, okay? As long as they got their goodies and they McDonald's and the liquor store open and the Dollar Tree or Dollar General open, don't nobody really care about nothing. They don't care about these scriptures like how the hopeful elect do. We the only ones that care, okay? And we the only ones that's calling on the true names, all right? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, okay? All right, but check this video out.
When it comes to shortages and high prices, you guys know I'm all over it. I'm a parent, and just like everybody else, I got to pay this crap. So if I could give you guys the heads up on it, I will. 7 grocery prices that are set to skyrocket as Iran war rages on. Americans already grappling with the cost of living. The high living crisis are facing additional concerns about food prices, which may climb even higher due to the ongoing conflict in Iran. And the article goes on to explain why the Strait of Hormuz and the war is causing all these problems. Well, it's not only just the gas, the fuel, but the plastics. Think about it, folks. It's everywhere. So here's the anticipated increase for each category in 2026. Beef and veal prices predicted to increase 6.3%. Again, they already went up like 15 to 20%. We talked about this. We gave the warning out over a year and a half ago. Pork predicted to increase 4.4%, Poultry prices increase 0.7%. Fresh vegetables predicted to increase 4.8%. Fresh fruits predicted to increase 1%. Sugar sweets predicted to increase 8.1%. And non-alcoholic beverages predicted to increase by 5.2%, folks. What are the increases that you're already seeing in your area? Comment below. If you folks haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification. You don't want to miss a thing, and a lot of shit's going down. Got your 6.
$7 for 10 slices of cheese?
I know they lying. $13.99 for a goddamn watermelon.
You want some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray.
This is my favorite shit. Simply orange juice. $7. That's simply too motherfucking high. Put this shit on Simply goddamn layaway.
Look at these dumpsters. They're filled with dog beds. They fucking take razor blades to them and cut them so nobody can garbage pick them.
I said the grilled beef. Why is it $30? Who can afford that?
A fucking box of cereal costs $6. Look at this, $6 fucking for a box of cereal. Who can afford this shit? This is fucking crazy. Then you eat this shit.
When it comes to shortage.
So you see that? People are already panicking. And they might got the money and they might not. But just imagine when ain't no food in the stores. Just imagine what they gonna do when they already complaining now that the prices is high. See, your enemy know how to make you submit to your needs. He play with your energy, your food, and your water. And a lot of y'all gonna take that Lay's potato chip right in that hand or right in that forehead. Okay? But the hopeful elect, we not gonna take that chip. We would rather die and stand for Yahweh Shem Yahushai and righteousness than go ahead and play with you wicked demons. You devils, I'm telling you, when Yahushai come back, he gonna set the house in order. Okay? The tabernacle of David is gonna rise, and we gonna take this earth back in righteousness, and a lot of backs is gonna be whipped. Okay? So, with that, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Until the next time, a double healthy shalom and abide babal kram rashala. All right?